Guys, welcome back to the third part of our class. So we continue developing the system contact diagram, but this time we will add something called stereotypes. So what's the stereotypes and why we need to add it into uh, our diagrams? We will see in this part. So as we say before that the context diagram should explain or should represent what the input and the output of this of the system, or what the output and the input of these classes into the system and out the system. So here is not clear that's which types is input or which classes is input and which class is output, and what the different user we have. So in stereotypes, we just add something like this. We add some labels on each classes to distinguish these classes from other classes. So okay, first, okay, if we back to our example in ATM machine, if we ask question what the classes are outside the system and what inside the system. So here, if we take the system as a hardware and the software, the system include all the hardware and the software. So here, what's the output? What classes is outside this system? So as we see, if we take the system or take this perspective, I mean, we take the system as a total hardware and the software. So the output here is only the user. How about the other devices? The other devices is it's part of the system. So if we take the system as hardware and the software, so the output, or we can say inside the system, all the devices is inside the system, while the output classes is only the customer and the operator. But if we take another perspective, which the software perspective, that means the system is only the software. So all other devices and users are external classes. So by using the stereotypes, we distinguish the different types of classes. So what's the stereotypes? As you see, the stereotype is just label the classes, what type of these classes. So it's just we add a label on the before the class name, between two quotations, right and left. So here, for example, here the card reader considered as input and output device. The receipt printer considered as output device. The account in entity classes is considered as account, as an entity, and so on. So here, as I mentioned, if we take the system as a software only, so our uh, story types, we just write software system. If we take the system as hardware and software, so the story types will be system only. So here the first um, context diagram, but as we say here, we consider the system as a hardware and the software. So inside the hardware and the software, all the devices, and how this software now, or how this system is gonna interact with the outside classes. So we have here only the ATM operator and STM customer. So here the hardware and the software system context diagram. So how about the other context class diagram? So okay, before we see the context class diagram, we have also, I mean, the classes, the external classes can be external classes, can be external device, can be external system. So what's the external system? I mean, if the system is if there is some system, if this system, for example, receives some information from another subsystem, so this is its external system, also external time. So the external device is can be external input device, external output device, and input and output device. Here's some example for each input and output device. So how about the relation between these classes? Okay, it's normal. If we have external input device, it will input to the system, while if the system will output to the external output device, and so on. So here an example how we write the relations between them. Here is the final context diagram, but here only from software perspective. So if we have the software perspective, I mean, if we have the software as system, so what's outside and inside the system, what's outside the system? So inside the system is only the system, while all the others is considered as external system, external devices. For example, here we have the card reader is input and output. We have here external output with receipt printer and other external device, and here we have the external user, and also here we have external user. Okay, here is more explanation. Actually, what do we say? We have three input output device, 1 2 3. We have one external user, or one external user is the operators. We have another external user, it's the ATM, customer keypad display. Actually, I mentioned this in the last class. We say why we consider the keypad display, something like the keyboard, as external user is not device, because actually this device receive its information from the user, and this is just standard input device. It's just standard input device, so it's considered as external user. Here is why, small explanation why the keypad is external user. In one sentence, because it's standard input output device. In the end, we have a case study. Actually, we should do it together, but it's okay, you can do it, and then we discuss online, or you submit the diagram is online. So as you know, as we studied before, how the elevators is work. So here the diagram how the elevator is work, and here is explanation, is more details about how the elevators is work. So in our last class, we developed the use case diagram, we call it use case model. So today I want you to develop the context class diagram. So try to do it, and then we discuss this online. And if you have also any question, you can put it there. We will open forum for this class. So if you have any question, you can put it there, and please to answer all your question. I hope you all the best, guys. Thank you for your attention.